People don't know shit when they're young. When they get older and older and older, every day that passes, you learn something new. Do you apply it? You should be applying it. Do you have any friends you can bounce off of, a girlfriend or anything? Not to say that's something you should seek out for or whatever. It will naturally come when you're there for yourself, okay? If you need to be there for yourself before anything, but this is a video more so. Let's say you have a girlfriend, right? This is for like girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever the fuck, people only. What are you doing if you're stuck in this world where you think that being comfortable all the time is going to get you anything but sadness? People want more. And if you're a guy in a relationship with a woman, 99% of the time, and you shouldn't seek out anything else, by the way, you're going to be the one who is taking the lead. You need to start using your relationship as a business to some extent. That's not to say make your whole relationship a business. That's a way a relationship fails. It should be fun. It should be engaging. You should be encouraging and stuff. But what are you doing if you're not encouraging your partner to do things with you? Especially as a man, you need to start stepping up. What are the things that you lack in your life that your partner also does? What are the things that they have in their life that you might be bringing them down, or what they are lacking that might be bringing you down? Recognize all of that. Y'all guys need to have those conversations almost every day. Not every day, but like it's going to happen over and over again. And you need to have real conversations, make real change. Real change doesn't happen unless you're doing something. I'll give you some examples. You and your girlfriend, let's say you're getting an apartment. You need money, right? Going for different endeavors. You guys are essentially now business partners. You're going to the grocery store, okay? You're going to need healthy food. How do you get healthy food? I just recommend getting this app called Yuka, scanning all the items. If it's not above like 70, don't get it. But you want cheap and healthy food at the same time. Also, think about your diet as well, but you're going to want to do this. Let's say you are a cook or she's a cook, right? That means you guys are cooking, right? Maybe you guys should both be the cooks. It doesn't matter. You guys are cooking, right? Not spending stupid money on fast food that's more expensive and less healthy. You buy a bunch of healthy food that's a bit cheaper and accommodating to your diet. It doesn't matter how much you make. You can go broke very easily. You get that food, your energy goes up, and you have more money. On top of that, you're making yourself work, which is helping your brain get into that aspect of working. So you should only be eating healthy food. You shouldn't be spending too much money on food. You shouldn't be overeating. The food you should be eating is healthy. Once again, you should both be cooking it. You shouldn't be going to fast food. If you or a girlfriend wants to go get fast food, the solution isn't say like, oh, stop being a fat ass. No, stupid. The solution should be, it'd be cheaper to go and cook our own food. It'd also be better if we did that, because that's a fun activity for the both of us. It can get us going, inspire us, right? You should make it a game, sort of. And that's just one example of food. You should make it a task. You should make it something that can be succeeded. If it's succeeded, you both feel good, not only because you're eating healthier, but you actually put in the work. Now you have more money to save. And you are going to need that money to actually invest in stuff that actually matters for your fulfillment. If you're not doing that, you're going to be broke because you're constantly spending this money on shit that's poisoning you and not giving you any everlasting fulfillment in your lifetime. You're not. So you're going to want to eat healthy, not spend all your money on unhealthy food. Because look, let's say you go to Whole Foods, right? The amount of money you spend at Whole Foods to eat for a week is 100% going to be less than the amount of money you spend on fast food and all the other junk food too. People do that for convenience because they're so tired from eating shit food that they think the world is shit, and thus they should treat themselves to more shit to feel like less shit, but then they're gonna feel like shit tomorrow, so they're gonna do it again. That's a vicious fucking cycle. Don't start it. Especially if you're young watching this video, get the fuck out of that. I don't want to be mean, but part of this should be scary to you, because imagine failing, being an old person in pain, having nothing to fucking say for your life. It's not cool. Really isn't. You don't want that. You really don't want that. And I care about the person watching this. I care about everyone. So I'm being 100% real with you. Stop eating fucking fast food. Make your own food. Make it healthy. And especially if you have a girlfriend, encourage each other. That relationship, bouncing off of each other. And even if you're gay or lesbian, okay? I'm for that as well. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what my politics are. That should be obvious by now. I love everyone. All that inclusion BS out the way. Work with your fucking partner. Y'all should be encouraging each other to be healthier, but you shouldn't be mean about it. Make it a fun game. Make it something to achieve. If you're being mean to them on accident, which I know some of y'all will, because it's probably how your parents raised you, and you're like picking up on that, you might find it gross and sulk about it. Don't sulk about that shit. It's not your fault. It's not even their fault. Break the fucking cycle. Apologize. Fucking move on. And get your shit together. And that's just part of it, eating healthier. You know what that does for you? More energy, more fucking money. You know what that is? Saving that money for the shit you actually want to do. Now, you're gonna have to talk to your partner about finances. What do you have to finance? What do you need? You're gonna have to go half and half. Talk to them about it. Keep bringing it up. Really sell the benefits of it, not like a salesman, because this is your partner we're talking about. You're not trying to sell someone on something. Don't be a dickhead. Be real and be genuine. Don't be over emotional and shit, okay? That's not what you need to do as a man. I'm not saying as a man you can't have emotions. I'm just saying that, like, you're probably so stuck on the idea that society doesn't let you have emotions, to the point where the way you express your emotions is just super toxic and like worse than a fucking BPD female. Why are you getting on that level? I'm saying this out of like my own mistakes. I'm 22, okay? I'm doing pretty good. I'm gonna keep doing good. I've gotten opportunities, I'm gonna run with them, okay? But I didn't start off good. And I'm telling you this from like my own experiences. And some of this stuff I learned without having to experience, thank God. I listened to my mentors. You guys should too. Take your life seriously. If you feel too depressed to do something, it's probably because you're eating like shit. Probably because you're full of resentment and no optimism. Realize that, do something about it. And if you're blessed with a partner in your life, bounce off of that. You need to encourage your partner so they can encourage you, okay? Make that a habit. Don't break it over some stupid shit. Nothing is worth breaking the good habits you have, okay? If you have a bad day, dude, it's better to fucking take a nap than to be a bitch and complain about it and think everything's horrible. It's not. You make your own reality, okay? Most of the time. You're not fucking getting waterboarded in a different country because your taxes are going to fucking war and fucking Palestine or wherever the fuck, okay? You're not like that. You're fucking good, dude. Stop looking for excuses to be shit, and stop spending your money on ways to cope, okay? You have all that shit already inside your soul. You do, okay? What do you need? Oh, you keep going to fucking the washateria to clean your clothes or whatever the fuck. Let's go half and half on a fucking washer and dryer. Oh, money is not coming in anytime you're not making fucking money. Go fucking Uber or some shit. Find a way to make extra fucking money, okay? Oh, I hate when my account keeps getting money taken out of it by Netflix and shit. Cancel your subscriptions. Fucking go and be like Luffy, like the pirate, if you know what I mean, because I don't know what YouTube thinks about that kind of thing. Just go ahead and like, you don't have to pay money for half the shit you're paying money for, dude. Stop being so inclined to convenience. Stop being so inclined to quickly satisfying your needs. I'm not saying I'm not guilty of this, but I'm getting better. We all should be focusing on getting better, okay? And if your idea of whether or not you should look up to someone is whether or not they're a hypocrite or not, it's probably because you're a hypocrite, and then you find someone that's not, and then you just feel bad about yourself because you're a hypocrite. No, everyone fucking changes, and everyone has to go slow baby steps, and they're gonna keep making mistakes until they don't. So fucking take advice when you can. Take it where you can, and stop being a little bitch about whether or not someone's a fucking hypocrite. Everyone is, okay? Take what you can. Move at your pace, whatever that is. And once you're getting something good, fucking run with it, okay? Don't put all your peas in one pot either. What do you need realistically? Do you need to turn $1,000 into $10K while gambling? Or do you need to find a way to put that $1,000 into something that's like actually useful to you in the long term? That's like a lot more guaranteed to do something for you? You know the answer. And it shouldn't even have to be said that gambling is stupid. Never get into that shit. Don't do drugs. You're wasting your money on gambling, on drugs, on alcohol. Don't do drugs. Don't do alcohol. Don't do gambling. Don't do any of that shit. Don't get fast food. Cut that shit out. And if you have a partner, this shit bounces off. What you do is what they do. And don't waver. Especially as a man, you have to lead as an example. If they're going to keep doing that shit, keep leading as an example. Don't fall in. Don't do no pussy shit and fall in, okay? You're going to have to lead as an example. And y'all are both going to get up. Both of you have that high potential, right? But we have to recognize the gender roles in society. Straight up, when everyone is born, all these expectations are put onto us and everything. Men are seen as the leaders, right? It's always going to be that way. Women are seen as submissive and like they're looking for something they can do what they want. If you want to actually break those cycles, it's not the fact that women have to be more independent and men have to be like more lazy. That's stupid. That's how they reverse the roles and make the same amount of money off of your stupid ass. That's why McDonald's is still successful. It's because they include more diversity in their commercials and shit. No, they just want to get more money by reversing the roles because people realize they were bullshit. They're tricking you, okay? Both of you can be unwinding and emotional, healthily, and both of you can be successful business people, emotional, logically, and all that. Okay, it's always in the middle. People don't want you to think that you have to be far this, far that. You don't. It's in the fucking middle. It always is. Okay? Heed that advice. Don't fall for none of the bullshit. You strengthen each other, okay? You guys are business partners. As in you're making money together. You're eating healthier together. You're becoming more emotionally intelligent together. You're making better decisions not to have shitty people in your life together. Cut off the shitty people in your life. If you can't handle someone, you can't fix someone, you're not a therapist that's licensed and shit. Why are you having someone in your life that's bringing you down? You see someone in your life that's doing really bad, and you hang out with them, what do you think you're going to turn into? You're going to do what they're doing. They're taking shots and shots. They're encouraging you to take shots and shit, or whatever the fuck, patching you to blunt, making you sip some fucking purple shit. Whatever the fuck. And you're like, oh, I'll do one sip. Cut that shit out. That person doesn't have to be your friend just because you went to high school with them, or because they think you're cool in some way, or because y'all relate on one thing. You do not need those people in your life. Find a fucking mentor. And if your mentor is imperfect, guess what? So is everybody else. So stop being a bitch about whether or not your mentor is perfect. You're not going to find that. Stop expecting that. Take what you need, run with it, do the best you can. You are not your mentor. Take what you need from your mentor and stop complaining about them being imperfect. And stop complaining about shit to begin with. Stop being negative, okay? What I'm doing right now is not negative. Negative would be like this. Oh, I fucking hate all of these lazy ass motherfuckers in life. You're just being so lazy. Oh, it's a good thing that I'm not as lazy as them. I'm gonna stay where I'm at. That's negative. What I'm doing is putting this idea in your head. Positive reinforcement, not positive as in rainbows and sunshine. There is something to legitimately like fucking valid to be afraid about. Being a complete failure in your 30s. Completely valid. It's entirely valid. You're gonna fucking fail if you don't get on your shit now, especially if you're young. Don't be a failure. Take advantage of the relationships you have and cut the ones out that are doing nothing or even fucking your life up. Cut that shit out of your life. File a restraining order. Move and don't tell anyone where you're going if you have to. Prioritize yourself, and the people that are genuinely good for you, keep them there and do good for them, and they'll do good for you. Keep the cycle going. Stop getting into this addictive bullshit. And again, I feel like a hypocrite because I am. Work at a smoke shop. That's money. You gotta do what you gotta do. But I'm making opportunities for myself so where I don't have to do that shit. I'm good at my job. I don't piss customers off. I don't piss my bosses off or anything. I don't piss my coworkers off. I don't dislike anyone. But that's not gonna make me stop telling the truth. The truth is, I can be doing better. You can be doing better. And you need to actually do better. You need to put steps in. What are the conversations you need to have? What is not going right in your life? You're not good at saving money. Why is that? What are you spending your money on? If it doesn't benefit you at all, cut it out. If it's hurting you, cut that shit out immediately. Don't do stupid shit. What could you be doing that actually benefits yourself and benefits others? And don't do shit that is if it's only benefiting others, not yourself. Because 9 times out of 10, it's actually not benefiting anyone. If it's not mutual, if you're in a unmutual relationship, it's not benefiting anyone. If you want any good thing to come in life, do good for your mentor. You'll do good for yourself. Do good for your partner. You'll do good for yourself. And don't be so sad that you don't know everything right now. You're not going to. Keep at it. Keep making the right decisions and cutting out the wrong decisions. And you'll get closer and closer. And by the time you're in your 30s, you'll be stable in a lot more ways than you are now. And like 1,000 more ways than you are now. Leveling up and all that shit. That's what you need to do. Okay? That's what a lot of people need to hear. Stop letting shit hold you back. And that's just the simple truth of it. People want to pity themselves to the point where they're held back by their own self-pity. Dude, at some point you gotta suck it up and find like a way to healthfully get that out. You can't be gossiping to your coworkers. No. Write a journal. Reflect on that journal and see how you can be more positive about this thing. Okay, that's a good way to do it. Writing how you feel unbridledly, then reflecting on it. Journaling is helpful in that way, but if you do it the wrong way, all of a sudden you're just like a shitty poet that is always negative. Do you want to put your head in the oven like Sylvia Plath? No, you don't. So let's get all that negative shit. If you want to be negative, reflect on it later and do it on your own privacy. If you have a partner where you can vent to and you guys understand what it is to be negative and you understand how to be productive in those conversations, you're lucky you can do that. That's the same thing as journaling but verbal and bouncing off of each other. Okay? Take the opportunities you have, and if you don't have those opportunities yet, you can get them, but you have to be there for yourself first in order to get them in the future. So don't be fucking whining if you don't have something that you can have later. If you just stop whining, you get it later. But if you start whining, you lose so much to where by the time you realize you can get it later, you have to do more work to get it. You can start now. You can. What can you do now? What can you do now? What is wrong in your life? Write the things that are wrong in your life. Have a conversation about what you can do now, what you can do later. Put it on your wall. Make it so you cannot escape this. Okay? And don't make it a nightmare for yourself. Be kind to yourself, okay? If you make it a nightmare for yourself, that's just setting yourself up for avoidance as well. You want to be nice to yourself, okay? Don't be a mean voice in your head that makes you go back as well. Don't be mean to yourself. You are the most important person to yourself. And if you have a partner, they're the second most important. By pretty close, and you should be lucky to have them. And don't trick yourself into thinking you have a good partner. If your partner is not listening to you, if y'all have not gone anywhere in like a year, no matter how hard you try, find a new partner. I'm lucky enough to have a good partner. Get lucky. Do better. Luck comes from you first. And you can be lucky by heeding the advice in this video. What is something else that you can do to benefit yourself? Could you be going to the gym? Could you be going outside more? Could you be more loving? Could you be more considerate? Could you read more? What are some things you can do right now? Could you meditate more? Could you be getting more sleep? You need to get more sleep if you're not getting enough sleep. You can be drinking more water and getting more sleep. That's probably the baseline to a lot of y'all's mental issues. Because y'all not getting enough sleep. Y'all are not drinking enough water. There's so much to it that y'all have to understand how to persevere, especially men who are going to be leading, who are going to be the leaders, the providers. Y'all need to understand. If y'all want someone to help you, lead by example, you're going to get help. If you complain about everything while you're leading, you're just going to create people who leech off of you more because you're putting them down. Like, imagine you're trying to get someone to help you by punching them in the face. They just become weaker, and then now you have to pay more of your energy, time, money, all of that to put them back up just to put them back down again. You need to lift people up in your life. It doesn't matter if you think they're leeching off of you. That's potential help in the future. And you don't see that because you're probably kind of a selfish person to begin with. You're not blessed with this knowledge in the way that you could be because you're so self-pitying, and self-pitying is selfish. Everyone is selfish, but you're sucked into this fucking demon of a selfishness, I would say. Get out of that. Stop associating yourself with a mental illness diagnosis. Yeah, sure, it describes what's happening to you, but you know what it doesn't do? It doesn't give you an excuse to be shitty. It gives you something to research, to understand yourself more, to help yourself, and then help others in the future. That's what it does. Being diagnosed bipolar, mania, and OCD, and fucking all these other mental illnesses doesn't give you an excuse to be shitty. It gives you the outline of what to look up to help yourself. Are you tired of paying a shit ton of money just to be given pills that when you're not taking them, you feel like shit, and when you are taking them, you just feel good enough to do like basic things and nothing else? Well, then figure it out. Do some research on your fucking self, and you can get better. You can. All right? I don't want to hear any excuses. I don't. You could be doing better for yourself. You can be doing fantastic and then helping others after you help yourself. But a lot of you aren't doing that, and it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. There's so much to it. People are going to keep self-pitying. People are going to say, oh, you're ignorant this, ignorant that, to bring you down. The truth is, dude, if those people aren't helping themselves, you can't really help them. If they're not open-minded, you can't really help them. They're going to have to figure that shit out themselves. Leave them behind. If you tried, especially if you tried really hard, fucking dip. Now, that's not to say that someone's being difficult to you, but they mean a lot to you, but they are doing better, even slowly. Depending on how well you're able to handle that, go for it. Help them out. Be consistent. Take the small failures. It's going to reap huge benefits in the future. Go for it. But if someone is not changing at all, leave them behind. Let them help themselves. It doesn't matter what anybody fucking says. It really doesn't. And yeah, you'll feel bad for them. It sucks that they're in that situation. We can't just go around and be super demeaning to people. We can't do that. That's fucked up. People in those situations, it's sad. But what is feeling bad for them going to actually do for them? It does not do shit for them, okay? Understanding their situation, that's the part of empathy that's important. Crying for them isn't. If you're a little crybaby because you see someone going through a hard time, what are you doing for them? You're not doing shit for them. When you pity someone, you're not doing anything but validating their own self-pity, which is actually holding them back. If you want to actually help someone, be nice to them. Give them level-headed advice. If they need a hug, give them a hug, because sometimes they don't need that advice. Sometimes they need a hug to be more comfortable with you to take the advice. That's valid. But don't be like, oh, you're such a poor baby. What are you, a dog? Well, I'm not. What are you, or what is the person doing that to you saying you are a dog? What are you telling the other person? They're a dog? You shouldn't even be treating dogs that way. You should be training them to be well behaved because they're going to be happier that way. You think giving a dog everything it wants is going to make it happy? It's not. They're going to be crying anytime you're not there, which makes them miserable. They'll be so weak and lazy, they're not going to be playing at all. They're miserable. So even if you do view someone as a dog for whatever your fetish purpose is, teach them to fucking sit. Teach them to wait to be fed. Teach them to do something helpful for you. Make them a DEA drug dog, metaphorically. I'm not supporting the feds, but make them a herder. If you want to say fuck 12, make them a sheep herder, okay? This is a bit of a convoluted metaphor, but you know what I'm saying. Get out of that negative shit. You're not your parents. You're not anyone but you. You are not set in stone. You change every day. You cannot describe yourself. You can sculpt yourself into the best thing. Your bloodline and genetics are not fully indicative to who you are. You can change your genetics a lot by changing who you are before you have kids. And then on top of that, how you raise your kids is like fucking 50%, or I would even argue like 70% of it anyways. So how you raise your kids, plus how you've been able to change your genetics by having a healthier diet and having happier brain and shit, that is what counts. Do it for your future kids. Do it for the people you love in your life. If you really love them, you're not going to be complaining about how they're not doing this or that for you, about how they're the one, but they're not doing this or that for you. No, you're going to be helping them. Oh, you're crying like a baby because they cheated on you? You're obsessed with sex. You're a loser. Get out of that shit. Stop being obsessed with sex and make some fucking money and help the people around you that you care about. If you actually cared about them, you wouldn't throw a fit and try to kill them when they cheated on you. You wouldn't feel like that. Everyone is selfish to an extent. It's going to hurt. But are you really halting yourself because someone hurts you? Are you like really like lying on the floor acting like you just got like fucking 40 stab wounds because someone hurts your feelings? Learn to be resilient. That shit is nothing, dude. It's nothing. Okay? Stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. You're gonna fail in life. Get back up, learn from it. You're gonna fail again. Get back up, learn from it. Don't self-pity. Bring those around you up. Those other people will become your resources. Those other people mirror you. Don't be flexing on other people when you succeed. That creates envy, which goes onto you, which makes you fail in the future when you're flexing. Don't flex. If you actually want other people to see your success, you're fucking egotistical. What you should be doing is, one, if you actually care about people, what people think, it's probably because you might just care about them and not know how to actually express it. Help them out, but don't spend all your money on them or anything. Help them out from the standpoint you're at. And if they're making your life harder when you're trying to help them out and it's not giving you anything, leave. Don't flex. Use your time and money wisely. Use everything that's been gifted to you wisely. Do not waste it because you want to be like flexing all in some sin. Don't waste it. That's immature and stupid. Do something with your life, please. Like I there's so much I can stress to you. Okay? Figure out what you need. You need two bank accounts. One for bullshit, one for real shit. Put all your money into the real shit one. Okay? Keep that money there. Eventually the other account will be obsolete. Okay? You're gonna be only spending your money on real shit. Okay? That's honestly that's some fucking golden advice. Because a lot of you only have one bank account and you're wondering why you have no money, you're spending it all on fast food and shit. If you have two bank accounts, you have a bullshit bank account and then you have actual bank account where you're spending your money on shit you know you need for your future. That will help you out. Put the separation in your brain and don't break it. Do not break it. Take the opportunities you can. Opportunities come when people like you and when you're doing good things for them. They really do. Don't be fucking begging for shit. Don't be fucking over pleading for shit. You're gonna look like a loser who's leeching off someone else. And I'm reiterating a lot of stuff just because I want it to get in your head. People can tell when you're leeching off of them. If you want someone for something, give them something of equal value. Sweep their fucking floors. Cook for them. Whatever it is. And don't stop doing it. And don't get like fucking like they owe you something. They owe you nothing. Okay, you're doing charity basically. And you reap the benefits long term. And you shouldn't be doing this out of selfishness either. You should be doing this out of a recognition of respect and not even your expectations. Don't expect, but your wants. If you actually want something, work for it. If you want something out of someone else, do something good for them first. If they don't give you anything else back, take the failure. Don't be a little bitch about it. You're wasting time if you're being a bitch about it. Don't waste any more time. Don't expect shit. Okay? Know when to stop, know when to keep going, but never stop what you need to succeed. Find another way to go. Don't be crazy. Like Einstein said, doing the same thing over and over again makes you crazy. Don't do the same thing over and over again. Do what works. And don't hurt other people when you're doing that either. A lot of people will be like, oh, I'm going to go work for BlackRock and all that. Well, if you know you're hurting other people, you need to work to stop doing that. I can understand if you're doing it for your family and stuff, but you need to find a way to eventually have less pain in the world through all of your actions. I'm not blaming anyone, but you need to consider ethics in this as well. People say ethics aren't important. You help create the world you live in and that everyone else lives in. So if you want to be selfish about it, which we kind of all are. That being said, you know when you feel real love for someone. But real love without logic and intelligence, that's just feelings. You don't move with feelings. You become like a starfish swaying in the ocean. Why not be a fucking shark? Or not even a shark. Why not be like just a fucking alpha animal that a shark can't eat, but you like eat the seaweed and shit and you're just chilling, giving back to the ocean, getting everything you need, being fulfilled for yourself. Be that kind of animal. Maximize yourself to every degree, including ethically. And that's how you find true fulfillment. If you're not ethical about anything you do, you might get every stat, but eventually it'll fall on top of you when you realize that you've created the hell that you now live in, and it's your fault. So ethics are very important too. Consider that. So I think we've gotten through like most of what we need to say through this video. Of course, there's a lot of shit that's unsaid, but yeah, that's my advice for the day. I usually just make a written post about this shit, but honestly, this video shit is way better because you see my facial expressions. I talk faster than I write. I can reiterate more naturally, so that's about it. If I seem quiet, it's because I am. I don't want to be going crazy while my security guard's up front. I use my time wisely when I'm not busy at work. That's basically it. So, yeah. Heed the advice. I want to see you succeed, and I want to see you do good, and I don't want to see you hurt others. I want to see your relationship succeed. I want to see everyone around you that you care about, and everyone you affect succeed. I want to see a beautiful world, and that starts with you as well. You are a part of that. get your money up, not your funny up, unless somehow you're a comedian and you're really good at it and you make money, which I doubt you are, but if you are, get your funny and your money up, I guess. And that's kind of about it for the video. I'll end it here. Another little rant. In 10 years' time, I'm going to be making videos that are a lot more solid than this. And I hope that this video has helped people in my age range do better. So, yeah. For real this time, peace out. Love you guys.